metal excess defect under the category of non-stoichiometric defects. If anion is missing from its lattice side, leaving behind the electron, so that the charge remains balanced, then such a type of defect is called as metal excess defect. Anion will be missing from the lattice side, leaving behind the electron, or electron will occupy the position of an anion. Example is this one. Are you able to see a diagram that electron is at the place of anion? Electron is left behind at the place of anion. That means anion for us is somewhat lesser. Metal excess defect. Site containing this electron are called as F center, because they are responsible for imparting color to a crystal. What does F stands for? F is a German word which stands for Farbenzenter, indicating it is a center or a site responsible for color. Now, this is called as anionic vacancy. So, under non-stoichiometric defect, metal excess defect, this is due to anionic vacancies. Now, this is vacancy. So, vacancy is a speciality of Schottky defect. So, these examples are found in Schottky defect crystal lattice like NaCl and KCl. There this examples exists. So, imagine if it is NaCl, then Na plus will be extra and Cl will be lesser. So, are you able to see the stoichiometry of NaCl, which was Na1, Cl1 is now not applicable, and therefore, it has become non-stoichiometric. So, we have just learned non-stoichiometric defect, metal excess defect due to anionic vacancy. More about this we are going to learn it now. So, non-stoichiometric defect, metal excess defect, these are experimental facts. We all are aware that NaCl, KCl, lithium chloride are colorless, or you can say white solid, as they have no unpaired electron which can be excited by visible light. Now, any substance where unpaired electrons are present or where electrons are easy to excite, they absorb visible light. Any substance which has unpaired electrons or electrons which are easy to excite, then such type of species absorb visible light. When they absorb visible light, such type of species become colored. But we are aware, if you take an example of NaCl, then this is like a neon and this is like a argon. So, they do not have unpaired electron or electron easy to excite. Therefore, always NaCl, KCl, lithium chloride crystals are always colorless, or you see them white. But it is found when sodium vapors are passed over sodium chloride. When sodium vapors are passed over sodium chloride, it is found that sodium chloride turns yellow in color. Similarly, when potassium vapors are passed over potassium chloride, it turns lilac or purple in color. Similarly, when lithium vapors are passed over lithium chloride, it turns pink in color. Now, these are experimental facts. Now, for us it is unusual because we never expect NaCl, KCl and lithium chloride, which are otherwise white salts, to become colored. Why they became colored? This is what is our query. So, to solve that query, we will try to understand this example. Imagine there was Cl minus at that place only. Imagine Cl minus is there. When sodium vapor comes and condenses. Now, imagine sodium vapor means sodium atom. Sodium atom has come and condensed on sodium chloride crystal. As soon as sodium atom comes here and condenses, you should know when sodium vapors have come, that means they were hot. That means they were at high temperature. We are aware sodium has low ionization enthalpy. That means it can easily lose an electron. So sodium atom which has got condensed on sodium chloride becomes immediately positively charged and loses its electron. The Cl minus which was at the surface, right, loses its position and comes here so as to develop more electrostatic forces. So the Cl minus which I am shading it out has shifted its position and has gone here. Then the chloride ion which was present here comes here and takes the position of the previous chloride ion, and this becomes vacant. This vacant chloride ion's position is taken by this chloride ion and this position becomes vacant. In this vacant position, the electron which was lost comes here and takes this position. But why electron has to come here? So as to develop electrostatic force of attraction between an electron and nearby cation. Otherwise, if the electron doesn't comes, cation will have repulsive forces. So what you realize, Cl minus which was at this original position has got shifted up, and that position has been taken up by the electron which has been lost by sodium. So can I say there is an extra electron present at this? Now this electron is easy to excite. When it is easy to excite, because it is loosely bound, the substance as a whole will absorb visible light and will become colored. So now you understood why when sodium vapors are passed over sodium chloride, why sodium chloride turns yellow, because of that electron, right, which has got trapped. This electron is not tightly bound, it is loosely bound and therefore easy to excite. So that's the reason why when sodium vapors are passed over sodium chloride it turns yellow. When potassium vapors are passed over potassium chloride it turns lilac or purple, and when lithium vapors are passed over lithium chloride it turns pink. This, right, is an experiment that we are going to learn, where we are going to understand non-stoichiometric defect, metal excess defect due to extra cation. If you check, before heating, zinc oxide is white in color, but as soon as you subjected it to a flame, as soon as you subject zinc oxide to a flame, what you will observe? That zinc oxide which is white colored solid now will have yellow color tinge, and you all know that why this is yellow colored, because of that extra electron left and oxide ions are destroyed into oxygen, leaving behind an electron. So now you understood, after heating it has become yellow colored solid, and the reason is oxide ion has got decomposed as oxygen and the electron has been lost, leaving behind electrons. We go to next category, non-stoichiometric defect due to metal deficiency. Now in real life, experimentally it has been found, if you find out experimentally FeO, then FeO does not has a formula of Fe1 and oxygen 1. Instead, it has unusual formula of Fe.93 or Fe.96 and oxygen 1. That's unusual. If I consider oxygen as 100, then Fe is 93. If you consider as oxygen 100 or oxide ions as 100, Fe is 96. So can I say metal is less? Therefore, this defect got the name as metal deficiency defect. Now we have a question in our mind, why this unusual formula? What is the reason? And the reason is that some ferrous ions by air gets converted to ferric ions. So ferrous oxide solid, when exposed to air, some ferrous ions get converted to ferric ions. That means in ferrous oxide solid we have ferrous ions as well as ferric ions along with oxide ions. ferrous as well as ferric ions. Both these ions are cancelling the charge on oxide ions. Because of this unusual formula exists. Such a type of defect is called as metal deficiency defect. To understand this better, we will try to do a numerical. Find percentage of ferrous ions in Fe 0.93 oxygen. This numerical has been already asked in JEE main examination. Let the number of oxide ions be 100. Then what will be the number of Fe ions? 93. But you are knowing that Fe ions here are ferrous as well as ferric. Let ferrous ions be X. Therefore, ferric ions will be 93 minus X. Now, we are aware for any crystal lattice, for charge neutrality, total positive charge and total negative charge is 0. Positive charge is due to ferrous ions and ferric ions, and negative charge is due to oxide ions. Now, each ferrous ions has a charge of plus 2. So, X ferrous ions will have a charge of 2x. Every ferric ions has a charge of plus 3. So, 93 minus x plus 3 charge, total charge on ferric ions will be 93 minus x. That is the number of ferric ions, and the charge on ferric ions is 3. Number of oxide ions are 100. Charge on each oxide ion is minus 2. All charges put together will be 0. If you solve this algebra, then x value will be 79, and somebody solves this, it will be 14. Are you able to see 79 ferrous ions with a charge of plus 2 and 14 ferric ions with a charge of plus 3, total have a charge of plus 200. 100 oxide ions with a charge of minus 2 have a charge of minus 200. So, total charge is 0. Therefore, this unusual formula is there. So, if you calculate number of ferrous ions are 79 out of total Fe ions 93. We know if you use small algebra, the answer has to be more than 79. If you use a calculator, approximately the answer is 85%. Now, you realize why the formula is unusual, because the total charge is 0, but the total charge 0 is not made alone by ferrous ions, but it is also done by ferric ions. So, that was about the last part of non-stoichiometric defect called as metal deficiency defect, and this numerical helps us to understand why it happens so. Now, this happens in other types of solids also, like solids of nickel. For nickel solids also it can happen because of variable valencies of nickel found in the nature. So, it can happen in other types of examples too.